Welcome back to AFL Supercoach. Hope you all had a decent round 11. I somehow did, amongst all the carnage that others were facing. And I'm just basing that on the round rank here of 4,653. So that's not too bad. It's not great, but, it's all right. And just from watching other YouTubers and that, most had a pretty down week. Now, you'd think I'd be pretty happy with that. And I am, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the score 2418, but and the rank change, so gone up 4,000 spots, going in the right direction, second week in a row. The pessimist in me, though, can't help but think that because these other YouTube teams, and there's some bloody good players, like even George, couple of down weeks there. I feel like because my team's doing well or they're doing bad, the pendulum's going to swing back really hard. Now, obviously, my team is different enough that I've avoided this, but yeah, they will pick up. They always do. And I feel like that means, my team is probably going to go the other way, but I could be wrong. So, yeah, a good week though. 2 in a row, headed in the right direction. That's all that matters. And yeah, sticking with the same strategy of not blowing up my team to get these guys that are hurting me, but just picking my time really, and getting rookies off the field and trying to get these bargain kind of players. So we'll have a look at the team. Now, 15 trades left. Got some decent money, and I'll get to that later. No boosts, although we do get they're kind of like boosts, I guess, through the buy games. You get 3 trades. I'll run through the team. Now, cash gen, like the same for everyone else, is now a problem. So, yeah, I'll get to that as well later when I discuss money and trades and stuff. Now, I'll talk about it now. My trades for this week were Bolton in for McRae, because I'm not holding McRae for 4 weeks, so I'm going for overall. And I'm still chasing a respectable rank, because I think I can get something respectable, and it's not there yet, but that's the goal. And the other one was I got rid of Hustwaite and did some shuffling with the DPP and got Simpson in for him, because Hustwaite's essentially dead. And I know most of these rookies are now, but yeah, I thought it was better off getting rid of him, and basically in the hope that Cleary had have reached his break even, and he didn't. But yeah, just looking for any little bit of money anywhere, and I think Hustwaite's not going to make any more unless there's a bit of an injury crisis with the Hawks midfield. So bringing in Bolton, I went against my gut feel on that one, but I will explain. It's not your usual gut feel kind of thing. So I had a feeling Bolton would struggle against Port, just because Rankin did, and they play a similar role. They're a similar kind of player. And yeah, Bolton had a pretty quiet start, and he salvaged it okay, but it turned out to be true. But it hurt watching Nick Martin. He was the one that I really, my gut told me to get him, because he had Richmond. He'd get a nice head start. He went berserk. And the other one I thought about was Chad Warner, who he didn't do that great this week, but yeah, I'm sure that he'll be a keeper. Both of them, I think, they'll out-average Bolton in the end. But the one thing Bolton had going for him, and this is where I basically went with my head over the gut, is Bolton was a lot cheaper. And because of the cash gen issues, on the one hand, Bolton can make me money, and also he saved me a shit ton. So I've still got this 150 here to play with that I wouldn't really have had otherwise. I think had I gone the other two, just off the top of my head, I think it would have cost me, I only would have had like 50 or 60k left over. So yeah, Bolton was like a bit of a no-brainer in the end. So, he's capable of those big scores. He should be able to pump out a few good ones and bring that average up. And I probably, if this is going to sound insane, and because I've only got 15 trades left, but if Bolton ends up making me 100k, I'm going to get rid of him, I reckon, and go to one of the other fallen forwards and play it that way, because I can't see a world where we're going to get too much more out of a bunch of these rookies. Let me know what you think about that one. It might seem a bit crazy because, we don't trade primos, things like that. But, I'm not too far off really of finishing the team. And when I say finish it, like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to get the top 6 on every line now. So guys like Roberts, there's every chance that he'll stay till the end, and he can just be my D6, and I have to roll with it. But yeah, I think the Bolton one might be more important to make some money. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking with that. Now I'll run through the team. So yeah, I didn't see a hell of a lot of games, Brisbane included. I'm not seeing a lot of games at all really lately. Yeah, just got no time. But Zorko 118s, he's been pretty good lately. I don't know why, like what's changed. I haven't had time to look into it. But yeah, he's doing it again. That's the good thing about these primos. They always bounce back. Whitfield had a low one. He's entitled to a low one every now and again, I guess, because he's pretty damn good otherwise. Like, look at that average. So not worried about that at all. Clark, though, where's his consistency gone? So I think the last 3... he's had 2 floor games, what we'd call floor for him, and that huge spike game. Is it the last 3? So the last 4, you got 2 and 2, basically. So what happened to, like, the consistent 104s and stuff? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not worried about him. He'll be fine. Probably just go back to, like, a 110 or something next week. Who they got? The Suns, so... yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not worried, though. Sheasel I am worried about. He's now not getting CBAs at all, or next to none, I think. He's just basically playing that permanent half-forward role, which not good for Supercoach. So it's tempting to get rid of him this week, to be honest, but he could bounce back. Now, what I'm thinking with this is it's probably more important to get these, like a Bice or a Lindsay or who else. I don't know. Down the bottom, Cleary is my flex. So probably better to get rid of them first. I know Sheasel has a lot of money on his head, but if you were to pick which one of them is more likely to go berserk and get back to some actual decent scoring, or even make money from here, apart from Lindsay, he'll make a little bit more. Sheasel's your man. We saw last year he hit that flat spot in the middle of the year, and then he went crazy on the run home. So, but that, again, that was with CBAs and mid-time. So this straight-up forward thing's not working, but it could change. Like, Clarko keeps changing things around. And if it's not working and Sheasel's not getting into it, I doubt that Clarko is just going to hang him out to dry. Like, he's a good coach. You don't win 4 flags by accident. So I have faith in that. But yeah, it is mighty tempting to also get rid of him, especially when there's so many good defensive options. But I don't know. You just got to stick fat, I think. Roberts 90. Him and Bice both look like they were on for a lot more. Roberts especially, he was on like 60, I think. 60 something at halftime. Pretty quiet second half. But yeah, I'll take a 90 from him. That's not too bad. Like, you got to keep in mind what we paid for him. Bice has to go. He's not going to make any more money from here, I think. What's his break even? 84. Like, yeah, he won't make significant money even if he can beat that break even this week. Yeah, I don't like that. He's got to go. He doesn't look to be that go-to man anymore. And honestly, I think he's got sub-risk on him now. Pryor 87. So it seems like he pumps out one of these 80s or 90s every time we need him to. When he looks like he's about maxed out in cash, and then he'll just go and reset it again. But yeah, he's got to be very close to being done now. So he's still got to break even at 50. Got Brisbane. Ball will probably be down there a lot, but yeah, could probably get rid of him this week. Or when's his buy? What's he got? Oh, I can do it this way, can't I? Whoops. Just bear with me. So he's got a later buy. Round 16. I don't think I'll be holding him till 16. So yeah, he'll probably just go very soon. Why did that not change? Right, and Carroll with a 47. Like, whatever. He's probably going to get dropped. All I want is for him to make 100k. So break even to 35. Just give me a 60 or a 70. Is it that hard? So he just needs to make 10 more k, and I'll be fine. And then I can trade him out and just take the 100k and run. Yeah, Brayshaw 96. I'm not worried about him. He's still, I think he's M1, isn't he? But yeah, you can't, like, unless you're Gary Ablett Jr., you can't have this run here that he was doing of like 130s, 140s, 150s. You can't keep that running forever. So, although this is a bit of a worry here, if we look in the last, his last month, apart from that huge score against Collingwood here, he's not tonned. So this could be a worry, and I don't know why this is. I'll have to look into it. I think he's getting a bit more attention from the opposition. They've probably worked out that he's much more harmful with ball in hand than Sarong is. At least I think so anyway. So that could be it. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I'm not too worried. Sinclair 143, excellent on the Sunday. So yeah, it was one of the few games I got to watch the whole thing. But Stokes, since I bought him in last week or the week before, when he played West Coast. So yeah, last week. And yeah, he's been perfect. Like 520, he's already made 50k. Not that I pay too much attention to that. I'm not going to sell him or anything. He's a keeper, but yeah, massive. Yep, love it. So, and he'll end up in this Bice spot. So the plan is, trade Bice. Sinclair swings back, and I'll get a midfielder in. Well, without looking at players, that is, I could just keep Sinclair in the middle and just choose a cheap backman if there is one. I don't know. I'm probably not even going to make any trades this week. Neil and Dunkley, they're still on this roller coaster kind of scoring. It's fine. They're pretty consistent. And then Dawson 138. So I captained him because I know it's a risk, but I was pretty confident Dawson would get like around 150 against West Coast. Had he not missed that easy goal that he did, he probably would have got 150. But yeah, 138 will take that. Bit of a risk as well, not taking the Cherry score, because earlier in the year, similar thing happened. I can't remember who it was. They got like 125, and as my VC, and I decided to go Sheezer was captain because he was playing an easy team, and I can't remember who it was, but he got like an 80 or something, so absolutely killed my week. But yeah, worked out this time, so that's okay. Dawson's doing really well, almost at that 110 average now. You're going to get the odd 70 and shit with him because he gets tagged or whatever, or just can't hit a target, but yeah, it all evens out with these big scores. And then Chera, so people jumped off him, which I could understand fully, because he was on a pretty lean run there for a few weeks. And he was never really meant to be a keeper, I guess. But yeah, the last couple of weeks has been huge for him. Sucks he's on his bye now, because hopefully it doesn't stunt his momentum or whatever. But I don't know. I'm pretty much just going to lock him in now for the year. I think he's just doing too good. Or if he gets injured, obviously he's gone. But yeah, stoked with Chera. And geez, Long, he can have... I don't normally do like an MVP or whatever, but it's probably got to be him for that price. A 134. He's now made... shit tons of money, like what, 220k? Yeah. And he's going to make more, so he's probably going to end up making 250 at least. So yeah, absolutely killer. I was expecting like a 90 out of him or whatever, and I would have been happy with that. 134 for that price is just insane. And then Lindsay, so my only true rookie on the field, I guess. I don't know if you count Cleary and Bice. I think Cleary's a bit older, isn't he? Bice's mature age of it. Yeah, actual rookie, and Lindsay gave me an 80, so stoked with that. He's got a really nice role in that Melbourne team, and they're looking pretty good now. So yeah, he'll be one of the last ones to go of these guys that have the money on their head. Happy to just leave him there for now, I reckon. And then the bench is just an absolute dump. Gross, he wasn't even the bloody sub, and he scored an 8. He gets run down so easily. He needs some awareness, or realise that he's not in juniors anymore. He doesn't have as long to run and dispose of the ball. So, first gives, mate. He's the AFL player and I'm not. But yeah, it's just hard to watch when he's dishing up an 8 or whatever. And then Boxall. So he was actually alright once he come on, but he did start as a sub. Hopefully he can get an actual game this week and not be sub. Just, reset that and make us some money. He's another one. If he can get to 100k, it's fine. So he's got what, about 55k to go. And then the Permaloop Campriali. Just play one game and then he's made some money at least. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Right, so in the ruck, Cherry 126. He was up against Cameron. I hate when your two Supercoach rucks are against each other. And I knew that Cherry was going to outscore Cameron and make it hard for him, but I was probably thinking that I'd at least get like, I don't know, a 90 out of Cameron, but I don't know, whatever. It's hurting not having Gawn. Cameron's been decent for the price and stuff, but yeah, Gawn's just off the planet. I can't even get him without blowing the team up at the moment. Like Cameron to Gawn, what's that? It's like nearly 200k difference, so it's just insane. Have to stick fat though, you know, as I said, that strategy of not going those big boys and trying to get rookies off the field and go for these value players. It's last 2 weeks it's worked, so I've just got to stick with it. I think it's the only way really. I think, you know, if you go and get what everyone else has, then how can you catch up? Then there's Boyd, didn't play again. It always teases to play, but whatever. Smith 118, really good considering he was injured and had to have the injections in his shin and stuff, but yeah, everyone's got him, so again, doesn't matter. Petrarca 125, he's been really good since I bought him in. He looks like he's back, like pretty much to his best, so big reason why Melbourne's doing so well. Gawn, Petrarca, Oliver's doing alright again, but yeah, it's those guys leading the way. And Rankin, so his CBAs have dropped right off, and it looks like it's because Rochelle has been getting a few CBAs, and it looks like Rankin's the one losing out there. So they obviously like the two, the two slower midfielders in there, and then Rankin and Rochelle are the interchangeable fast ones. I'm not really worried though. Like Rankin could have had a really good score on the weekend, but he was just making a few mistakes and stuff that he doesn't normally do, so that's alright. But Thilthorpe, 126, I thought he might go a little bit higher, especially after his first quarter, but he's been killer, so it's probably my pick of the year. We'd have to be. If you take away the game where he got injured with the finger, which was like a pretty bad fracture or whatever, which one was that? I can't remember. And then the one after, so I think it was these two. You take them out, he's probably going closer to 100 average for the year if you take them out with the finger. So, yeah, awesome considering he was, he's made me 100k, and I'm not looking to sell him, but yeah, 370 he started at. So that's been an awesome pick so far. And it's probably one of the reasons why the last 2 weeks I've gotten a good round rank. So Thilthorpe's obviously a pod. Most people have like Horn Francis or whoever. So yeah, it's worked out nice. And he's not just scoring off goals now. Like last week he tunned and he only got 1 point. So yeah, loving that. I could talk for an hour about Thilthorpe, honestly. Not just as a Crow supporter, but neutrals, I'm sure they must love watching him play. Like, the dude's just really, really dominant. Already been over Bolton. And then, yeah, Daniel 97, so that's pretty cool. Held on to him. I'm going to hold him past the bye too. I reckon he'll be fine. So he misses this week. We got best 18, who cares? And then once he's back, round 13, they got West Coast. So that will determine what I do with him, I reckon, that game. If he goes big, he can stay another week. If he shits the bed or his roles change, then he's gone. But yeah, there's bigger problems right now. I don't think Daniel's going to consistently throw out any rubbish scores. We've seen a couple of low ones from him, but mostly it's all like 80s and 90s and stuff, so yeah, whatever. And then Cleary, he couldn't get me the break even. I needed, what was it? It was like 60 odd, his break even, but it's not like he's leaking big cash either, so that's fine. I don't want to go early on these rookies, and I'll get to that in a second, but that's why Cleary's still there. Simpson, this one hurt, but, you know, at the same time, it doesn't because everyone has him, but yeah, Jesus, it's like he was our hope to make some money, and Down he goes for 10 weeks, so he's essentially dead rookie. That's pretty much the season. And Day Weeks, like, I don't care that he got dropped. He'll probably come back into the team at some point, but he gives me some DPP flexibility or something if I need it, at least. I don't know. I'm looking for positives here. The most important thing is that getting him into the team, it got me Sinclair. I think it was Sinclair. So, like, I really don't care, Got to finish the on-field team. That's got to be the priority, so that's okay. And again, I'm probably just looking for positives here. But yeah, these two here, so Gray and Clark, I'm not going to go early on them because I feel like, look, a lot of people are. And I get why. Like, we kind of have to if you want to make upgrades this week. But I don't want to make the upgrades this week. I kind of want to hold on. We've only got the 15 trades. It makes more sense to me to hold them and then start upgrading again next week. Like, I don't think this team here is going to put in some... I've probably jinxed it now, but I don't think they'll put in some terrible score with best 18 scoring. So, yeah, I think I can just hold for now. And then start to bring in next week the guys that have already had their buys. So, what have we got? Hang on a sec. So, Carlton, North, Port, and the Bulldogs. So, any players from there. So, maybe a Bont. I don't know. What's Bont's break-even and stuff? I know Butters has got the really high break-even, so I won't be getting him next week. I'll have to wait. Not Bont. 643. You know what? That's probably low. It's probably as low as he'll get. Break even at 136. Who have they got when he comes back? It's got Hawthorn. He should smash them. Wasn't he shit against them in the finals though last year? I guess finals are a different game, but look, even if he doesn't get the break even next week, I think that's about as low as he's going to get. Like, I can still see him, even if he gets a ton, he's going to drop down to like, what? I don't know, 15k or something. So, I don't give a shit about 15k, even as dire as the bloody money situation is. Yeah, next week it's probably Bont, and yeah, that 150k here, that will help. So, I don't know who's going to go out. Anyway, that's next week's problem. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that. Not trading this week and just getting the guys next week that are past their buy. And then, yeah, after Bont, maybe I ought to get Butters. So he's got the ridiculous break even. It's like 200 or something. 196. And who's he got? He's got the Giants and the Melbourne. So in a couple of weeks, I reckon Butters might be the play. Got to start getting those guys. May not even be able to get, like, I'm really happy to get Bont. I reckon I can do that fairly easily next week. But after that, it's going to be pretty hard, I reckon, maybe to get these other 600k guys. Bont's the one I trust the most, obviously. Yeah, need to do something here. So that's where it's going to start to get really tricky. So say if, I'm just kind of talking to myself here now, because I won't get to do a trade video or anything this week. Say if it's like Bison Cleary that went next week, then it's Pryor after that. Okay, so Clark and Gray are both defenders. That's good. Oh, hang on. No, that's not good. Because the idea is to get Bice out, swing Sinclair back. So maybe Sinclair's just going to stay as a mid for a little bit. I don't know. I'll work it out with some DPP shit. But yeah, Cleary will probably become Bont next week. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's about it. So I've got a pretty clear strategy of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, let me know what you think. So I know it's kind of a sin in Supercoach to not upgrade 1 week, but I think it's the play. I think, you can't just follow the same rules every year. So right now, everyone is stuck in this drought. There's no cash gen. There's no rookies coming through. We've got the two, but they're not on the bubble. And yeah, trades are starting to run out. So I think I've got no choice. But if you got an alternative solution, let me know in the comments. Like, I'm probably not going to run with it, but yeah, let me know, because I'm interested to see how other people think about this stuff. Yeah, let me know how you went for the round, and yeah, hopefully it was pretty good and you avoided all that carnage, because there was a fair bit. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got. I mean, I will still try and put out a trade video this week if I get time, but it's just, now I'm coaching a team, like a real team. It's so bloody hard to get time. I don't even get to see the teams come out on a Thursday night anymore. So it really messes with my Supercoach trades. But yeah, that's that. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is.